Hello, Libras, and welcome to this, your mid to late August reading and predictions. For those of you who are returning here, I owe you a deep, heartfelt apology. My apologies for not having produced and posted the last two videos that I normally would have posted. I had some stuff come up in my life, and unfortunately, I was just unable to produce and get some videos out to all of you. So I deeply apologize. All right, let's get started. All right, Libras, where are you at now? We're going to, whoa. All right, we got cards coming out already. The fairies are ready to talk. Let's get going. For those of you who are new here, a very warm welcome. I'm going to take a few moments to pull all of your cards. I'm going to leave them sitting face down on my work surface, and then I will begin to turn them over and get them read for you. All right, so we just have the one card that's come out. All right, let's have a look at what you are focusing on. What are the Libras focusing on mid to late August 2023? Whew. One more there. Okay. Right. What is challenging you guys right now? Difficult influences and challenges for Libra. Mid to late August. The deck one more time here. Oh, that one's on the floor. All right. More. All right, give me just a moment. Oh my. For those of you who have been here before, you know that I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. So enjoy the show as I bring about my full spaz in all of her glory. Messages that Libra needs to hear right now. What message does Libra need to hear right now? Oh, apparently you have quite a number of messages. We've got 3 cards that have jumped out for you. All right. Let's have a quick peek at what is unexpected. Right, 2 cards jumped out right away. Unexpected for the Libras, unexpected energies. All right, that one and that one. Okay. Where are we going for your final general overall energies? All right. How are the Libras going to close off August? What energies are going to be milling about and influencing the Libras? What's going on with the Libras? Hey, there we go. Okay, let's put these in the order in which they came out. Have to grab the one off my lap. And let's get started, Libra. All right, so 8 of Autumn. 8 of Autumn corresponds to the 8 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. This is a card of do your research before you take your next steps. Typically, this is a card that would correspond to your financial situation or your career situation. And it's a card of ask for advice, ask for guidance from outside of your sort of inner circle, perhaps going and taking seminars or classes, something of the like. And this is also a card that may indicate it's time to set some goals as well. This is a card that can indicate that you have put in some hard work, but now the words are not coming to me. But now where you're at, you're kind of reaching a crossroads with your work. Or career, where you're going, okay, I've gone as far as I kind of feel like I can, and now I need to learn something new in order to be able to push on to the next level. Now, this may not pertain to work and career for all of you, but it may also be for some of you about a relationship where you feel like the relationship has gone as far as it can. There may be a little bit of stagnation there, maybe a little bit of boredom building in. Again, with jobs, you can have stagnation and boredom build in as well, where you think to yourself, okay, I need to learn something new. Maybe there's a new technique I can learn that I can implement in my relationship or my job, any of these things. And that's essentially what this card is talking about here in the middle of August as I'm doing this reading. What are you focusing on? Okay, so what you're focusing on at this time is you've got two cards that are rather negative cards when they come in. You've got the Seven of Swords and you've got the Page of Swords both coming in. And both of these cards have a negative connotation, indicating right now, Libra, that you may be concentrating or focusing upon something that is less than positive. On the other side, you have an extremely positive card. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the the card of harmony, and it's considered one of the happiest cards in the entire tarot. So you've got two cards of negativity here in your focus, and you've got the happiest card in the deck in your focus. What does this bring you? Well, you need to decide, Libra, which are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the negative or are you going to focus on the positive? Let's start with these two cards first. The Seven of Swords is a card indicating that you may have a snake in your midst. Okay, you'll notice here that you've got someone who's got a mask and he's taking his mask off and he's kind of like a snake oil salesman in the background here. The Seven of Swords, as represented in certain other tarot decks, but with the same energy behind it, is that you may feel like you're skating on thin ice at this time. You're not seeing things, you're not seeing the truth at this time. And again, that is represented by someone wearing a mask and this snake oil salesman here, right? So if you're concentrating on constantly believing that you have a snake in your midst, then you may very well have a snake in your midst, but you may also, if you don't have a snake in your midst, as indicated by this 10, you may end up manifesting that, right? What we currently have and experience in our lives starts with our thoughts. So if our thoughts are concentrating on and focusing on, and these three cards that I just pulled are your focus for mid to late August, if you're concentrating and focusing on this, then you might manifest it. So I'm not telling you what to do, but you may want to decide what you're going to focus on. Focus on this or focus on this. Let's move into the Mind card, which is the Page of Swords. This is a card of being totally caught up in our minds, being caught up in this mental aspect rather than being in our emotions and our hearts and being in that compassionate zone. Being in the mind, with this Page of Swords, is being caught up in these thoughts that rant and rave and that are part of the collective consciousness, which at this point in time, in this point in history, is not a particularly positive place to be based on this picture here, right? What are you going to focus on, Libra? Because the other card that you have that you could be focusing on is this Harmony card. The 10 of Cups is, like I said, the happiest card in the deck. This is a card of concentrating on the good things that you have in your life and being grateful for what you have in your life. It's about the heart-brain coherence so that we can truly manifest beauty and harmony. Which will you choose? Let's move into your difficult influences. Let go of the need to be right. The Peacekeeper comes in your difficult influences. You know, the need to be right comes from the mind. If you're focusing on what's in your mind and you're justifying everything in your mind, then you're going into this place of needing to be right all the time. You're being asked to let go of that at this time, Libra. You have the Shaman coming in. The Shaman is all about trusting in the higher forces. You have the wise old owl on the shaman's head here. And the wise old owl represents our ability to tap into energy and knowledge that is outside of what? The mind. Okay. And you have the snake. Oh, wait. You have another card with a snake on it here. What do snakes represent when they come in? It's about letting go of the past, right? In this particular card, it's about having a snake in your midst. Well, what do you want to do if you have a snake in your midst? You want to get away from it and leave it behind you. And again, with this card, it's about shedding the old, shed your old skin and let go of the past. Now, the fact that you have these three cards in your challenges or difficult influences is indicating that you're struggling with letting go of the past. You're not trusting in higher forces because you are too busy being caught up in your mind. And, you know, when you have this need or this desire within you to constantly be right, you're trying to change other people. And one of the lessons that we learn as we get older, Libra, is we can't change other people. We can only change ourselves. It's probably one of the biggest lessons that we can learn and embrace in our lives going forward. And when we're always trying to be right, and we have this need to be right, what we're really doing is trying to change other people. Other people aren't going to change. But when we change our attitudes towards other people, oftentimes they will change. So for example, as an experiment, Libra, if you go out into the world with a frowny face on, and you're just going to be miserable today. The sun's coming out and it's washing me out right now. I'm going to have to close some more blinds. If you go out into the world and you have this frowny face on, I'm just going to see if I can adjust my lighting a little bit. There we go. And you go out, and you go into the grocery store like this, and you look around at people like this. I guarantee you that people look back at you the same way. And if you go out into the grocery store with a great big grin on your face and greet people and just kind of, you don't even have to say hi, just have a smile on your face and, nod your head towards them, they will smile in return. What you put out, you get back. And when you have this need to be right, you will put on a sharper face and you will be this person of wanting to change people, of, wanting to make someone into something that they're not. So Libra, okay, why am I going into all this? In my practice, I'm not just a psychic and a tarot card reader. I am also a counselor, and I do my counseling based on what comes up in the cards, as well as what the ongoing conversation is with my clients. And this has been a common theme for many people right now, that they don't understand that what they are putting out into the world is getting reflected back to them. Which one do you want reflected back to you? When you have the need to be right all the time, you're in your mind. All right, let's have a look at, messages you need to hear. You are never alone. And unfortunately, these are kind of shiny cards, so they decided that they don't want to show up in the current light, but you are never alone. Good reminder. Not sure exactly how that plays into the current reading, but it was a message that you needed to hear at this time. Have an attitude of gratitude. There's an important message for all of us, right? And this one does play into the rest of the cards here, right? When we have an attitude of gratitude and we're putting gratitude out there, then there is more space for additional abundance to come towards us, because we're acknowledging the abundance that we already have, whether that abundance be financial, but it doesn't have to be, whether that abundance be family and friends that are surrounding us, the opportunity to be able to go on a vacation, having a job at this point in time. Be grateful that you have a job. There's a lot of people that don't have one of those right now. So have an attitude of gratitude. Okay. When you have an attitude of gratitude, you bring more of this harmony into your life. Lead by example. This card plays into the let go of the need to be right. You've got to let go of the past, right? The need to be right is also attached to being attached to the past, right? So again, with this card, lead by example. Be that person that when someone else is trying to force their opinion upon somebody else, lead by example and just say, hey, can we agree to disagree? Because that's really what this card is all about. Let's agree to disagree. When you do that, you are leading by example. You are being a role model to others. All right. What do you have in your... All right. In your unexpected, you have the moon. The moon is about paying attention to your dreams. It's about paying attention to cycles, cycles of light and dark. And the moon shows us that she has two sides. The moon has a new moon, the dark side, and a full moon, the light side. And when you are going through decision time of what you're going to focus on, you as well have a dark side and a light side. Okay. There was something else I was going to say about that, about the moon. Oh, with the moon, it's not only you that has the dark side and the light side. Everyone around you has that duality is in them as well. So watch for that. And just because you're having a great day doesn't mean that everybody else around you is having a great day. So be compassionate. And just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean everyone else is having a bad day. And so don't bring others into that and bring them down. Okay. Keep that in mind. The moon is also about finding that balance between the dark and the light and the equal and opposite reactions. The other card that you have in your unexpected is the Death card. Now, the Death card is about experiencing a small death, not a literal death. You are not dying. You are not going to drop dead and keel over tomorrow. This is about an aspect of yourself that no longer serves you. there's a part of yourself that you need to let go of and leave in the past. Oh yeah, being caught up in your mind all the time. Okay. And having this snake in your midst. You've got the snake here, you've got the snake here. And the moon can sometimes also indicate that there might be a snake in your midst. The moon, when she shows us her dark side, may also be showing the dark side of humanity to us. So there is that aspect right now, Libra, that you've got a duality happening here. Okay. The moon is representing a duality. This need to let go of the past, the need to let go of being right is also a duality. That's part of growing and maturing. And this death card is about letting go of that need to be right, letting go of something that is not serving your highest good. Now, that may be with this Seven of Swords. And with this snake coming in here and the snake on here, the moon coming in, Libra, you may very well have someone around you who is not being as open and honest and forthcoming with you as you would perhaps like reflected back to you. Just something to watch out for. And with all of these cards indicating that there's something that you need to let go of, it may be a person that you need to, maybe not dump your bestie, but maybe create some distance. If there's a snake oil salesman in your midst, you're going to want to start to play your cards close to your heart. Okay. And that's kind of what the death card is about, is severing ties with those whom no longer serve your highest good, and creating distance between those that you are unsure of. So yeah, this death card is definitely showing a significant change in something that you have currently been embroiled in. Interesting. You now have another seven. You had this Seven of Swords. You now have the Seven of Summer, which is the Seven of Cups. And you have 2 8s here. Oh, wait a minute. And you have an 8 here. You watched me pull these cards. Most of them jumped out. I didn't actually pull these cards. I can't make this stuff up. And you have, oh, wait, what's this card? I don't know if that's going to come into focus. This is the number 13 card, the death card. You have the number 13 card again, the death card. In this particular deck, it's called Release, but it's still the death card. Same energetic intention behind the card. So let's interpret these for you, shall we? Seven of Summer. Seven of Summer is a card of no more procrastinating. Well, if you have the death card coming up in your unexpected and you have the moon card coming up in your unexpected, you're right. There's no more procrastinating. There's no more opportunity to procrastinate. A decision needs to be made about shedding the old, about getting rid of the snake oil salesman, about no longer being consumed in our minds, so that we have the opportunity to move into this harmony. You have the 8 of Spring. The 8 of Spring is a card of, oh my God, I have way too much up in the air. This is a fairy, and she's got all these balls of light, and she is juggling them, and she's desperately trying to keep them up in the air. Right. If you have a snake oil salesman and you need to let go of the past, and you've got the moon and you're always needing to be right, you've got all these balls that you're trying to keep up in the air. You're juggling all of this. You're going, oh my God, I'm so busy and overwhelmed. The 8 of Summer, 8 of Cups is the card. And this is the order in which the cards came out. The 8 of Summer, the 8 of Cups is you realizing that it's time to move on from something. Now, These are the cards for your final general overall outcome. So come the end of August, these are your cards for where you're going to be at the end of August. At the end of August, you're going to be realizing you cannot procrastinate making a decision whether you're going to be in this snake oil salesman energy and the energy of the mind versus being in the energy of harmony. You are going to experience a metamorphosis and a change. That's what's in your unexpected. That's what's coming down the pipes at you. The 7, you can't procrastinate this anymore. You are exhausted from keeping all of these balls of light up in the air and juggling so much. So the 8 of summer is you walking away. Now, the 8 of summer, 8 of cups, is depicted in the traditional tarot as a character getting onto and walking away from, getting onto a new path and walking away from his 8 cups that are lined up on, so this is a card of walk away. And you have the release card again. The number 13 card, the death card, release the past, let go of the past. You are going to experience a metamorphosis. Snake card, shed the old. Over and over and over again. Libra, there's huge change and huge shift coming for you. And when you step up and step into that, this is going to be your ultimate outcome. You can have this harmony, but you're going to have to release, shed the old, walk away from the past. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you will join me again and allow me the honor of doing your next reading next month.